up to it, just sitting there, just basically almost waiting for your life to start. You got your gear, like maybe 6 to 10 days worth of food, ammo, and that's basically it, and a ton of water, even though we ran out of water after like the second day of the insert.
It gave me a start. I came from a very poor background, and there, I'd have had no opportunity to go to college without the help of the assistance of the GI Bill.
So the sergeant would inspect you and make sure that you were shaved, otherwise you would be reprimanded if you didn't stay clean and well shaven, even though you were in combat conditions.
I've been serving the United States Marine Corps since August of 2010, and I am about to be discharged from the Marine Corps here in the next couple months. I work aboard Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune in North Carolina. My MOS, or job in the Marine Corps, is a field radio operator, and I am currently stationed with 1st Battalion, 10th Marines.
Well, I grew up during World War II, and I was always interested in what the military was doing, and listened to all the radio broadcasts from Europe throughout World War II. So I was kind of mindful in that direction. And when I got out of school, at that period of time, everyone had to go to the military at some point in time. And I found out that by going at that particular time, I would be eligible for the GI Bill, the Korean GI Bill, which helped me make that decision. And I'd seen a lot of movies of the Korean War and the soldiers, and what they were doing, and kept up with that. So, and everybody did at that time, when the war was going on.
Basically, my reason for joining the military was I ran out of money for college. I had some goals working towards college. I don't know, maybe a lack of motivation in college, realizing I wanted to do something more with my life besides just going to school. I had a couple of friends who were thinking about joining the military, so I looked into it. And it seemed like the right thing for me at the time, so that's what I went ahead and did.
What happened was when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor in 1941, I was 6 years old, and I remember it like it was yesterday. And I remember all the boys that were older than me were drafted in the military. And all the neighbors were very proud of their sons. They did not draft women, just men. And it was kind of something to be proud of.
It's stressful. Family life is not good. There's definitely some challenges of being in the military and having a wife and kids. You don't get to see them as much when you're in the field. You rely heavily on things like Skype and text messaging. When I was on deployment and I was engaged to my wife Kathy, we had to rely a lot on Skype and things like that to just stay in touch. And it was difficult. I know it was difficult for her. It was difficult for me, but it's one of the sacrifices you have to make for serving the military.
Well, we wrote letters all the time. I stayed in very close contact with my mother. Matter of fact, my mother was my banker. From the day I left home, she was assigned most of my pay, and she banked it for me. And so I stay very close contact with her through writing. Not phone calls. There was no such thing. You couldn't afford them. I think our pay was $78 a month, something like that. And I sent my mother 50 of that. left Parkersburg where I enlisted, went to Fairmont, sworn in, and wound up the end of the next day in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, down Columbia. I was injured in basic training, couldn't follow through with the airborne end of it, so I didn't go airborne. My back was injured, and I didn't find out, you know, when we had MRIs 50 years later that my back was broken at that time. Well, after all the basic training, I had the option to go to several warm climates, Germany, Korea, Japan, but somehow they sent me to Alaska. That wasn't one of my choices, but it was nice. It's a beautiful land up there.